What's going on? It's the Rap Nerd, and the news just hit, I think, 7 hours ago, but I'm just now seeing it that Netflix is about to go in a deal to buy WB. I think they said that they won the bidding war, and they're going to go into a window to see what kind of negotiation can happen. And I just wanted to give my thoughts on it because on film Twitter and film Instagram, the two places I, look at most. I haven't looked on YouTube to see what people thought, but the film versions of these social media sites are going crazy. Like, the level of fear mongering is insane, yo. It's funny as hell. I mean, not say funny, but it's just the levels that I'm seeing it being taken to are like saying it's over for the movie industry, the death to artists, they're gonna kill artist made stuff, and I'm just like, let's slow down right quick, all right? Now, I'm going to start by saying the fear mongering is necessary. I'm not here to detract from anybody's feelings, because it is a possibility to go the extreme and terrible route that people are, shouting about and sad and upset about. So I'm not detracting that at all. But the kind of person I am, my wife would tell you that I am one of those super optimistic people, and I try to look at things from the glass half full opposed to the glass half empty. That's just how I am and how I always will be. And I can't control things. Certain things that I have no control over, I'm not privy to the information enough, because I don't know. But I'm also aware that shit can go really bad. So this video is just going to be me looking at the positive, but acknowledging the severe negative issues that could come with it. And I'm aware of all of them. So if you're in the comments, I know everything that you're about to say, that it's a monopoly. They're going to control everything creatively, the death to physical media, death to theaters and all of that, because they're going to put everything on streaming. So I know about it, and I'm aware, and I could see that happening. But I'm looking at it from a positive standpoint. So the first thing, right? Businesses acquire businesses to grow business. No business acquires another business to sink that business. You wouldn't pay all that money to just completely destroy that business. So that's where I start. And we're talking about dollars here and greed. I'm looking at it from a standpoint of they want to build their Netflix subscription to be able to have more WB stuff on there. And of course, this is a really giant way to do it, because they're not going to have to pay any fees, for licensing to get whatever they want on their service. So that's number one. I think this is an expansion of what they've already gotten. And I also think that Netflix is still going to operate WB as WB and Netflix as Netflix. Kind of like how Disney has been doing with Fox, and they still make movies from the Fox logo and the Searchlight logo. They still make movies under that. They kind of split it, but we all know it's still Disney doing it. It's a good way to separate and double dip as well. So that's personally how I'm looking at it. This is them being able to open up a whole different level of revenue on their end while still operating the WB team as it is. They're just going to be behind, the control of it, and they're going to have their people and collaborate with the people that they either bring over or merge with or get rid of, however it may be. So I don't think that they're going to stop physical media. I think, and on top of that anyway, when it comes to major releases, physical media is already on the lower end. But that's why we have places like the boutique labels with Arrow Video, Screen Factory, Criterion, A24, Vinegar Syndrome, Diabolical DVD. What's the one in Australia that's dope? Umbrella Entertainment. There are a lot of boutique labels who still will craft and make steelbooks, special editions, and all of that stuff. So I don't see this deal just canceling out physical media, because it still is in existence, and they still can license it out to whomever wants to buy, because the market is niche but still makes a good enough amount of money for it to be supported. And at the end of the day, if they stop selling them, what can we do about it? There's nothing I can do. I have my collection, and I'll still go to those places like Arrow, and those places will continue to grow their catalogs. The same with Amazon. Like when Best Buy stopped selling, physical media, everywhere else got, the good shit. Like Amazon has had all of what would have been Best Buy exclusive, so there's always going to be a place for it. How they handle it, but I mean, it still exists. So that's the the side of it, right, for physical media. And then theatrically, I feel like this is yet another way for Netflix to kind of double dip, because we all know Netflix has had this fight uphill trying to be taken seriously as a studio. We even had moments where theaters were outright saying, no, we're not playing any Netflix movies in theaters. So having that WB banner will allow them to decide on movies like, hey, is this gonna stick to streaming, or are we gonna like slide this under the WB banner and get it released theatrical, you know? And it's a way to enter the conversation with Oscars having full theatrical releases, right? Because that's been a big thing about why a lot of the Netflix movies haven't entered into, you know, these nominations and all that, because they're not theatrical. So this is a way for them to play that game as well, because they know that those type of awards have an effect on everything else from a positive standpoint. Like if you have award-winning movies, award-winning TV shows, it just makes you as a property look better. And if WB continues to win these Oscars and all of that, it's going to be like, well, hey, they're owned by Netflix, so Netflix is looked at a higher value. And I think that this is part of the game that they're trying to play. And of course that comes with good and bad decision making. They can release some movies that they just want to keep on their platform to make it theirs that could have been on WB, and then vice versa. So that's up for debate as far as how effective it'll be, but I'm just looking at what the possibilities of what they're trying to do, you know, with this acquisition is. Circle back with what I said earlier, where I think that they're still going to run each business as its business. Like, again, you don't acquire WB to just go like, you know what, Welcome to Derry was a hit, we're going to cancel that shit, you know what I mean? Or that Euphoria show was such a great hit, you know what, we're going to cancel it because we're greedy and we want it to be on Netflix. It's not how it works. Again, you're not owning and buying a business to sink the goddamn ship. And I think that that's the main way that I'm looking at it. There's a reason behind it. Like, you're not going to buy a company and then just push it to the side like, oh, we're going to stash WB in a lot back there and not do anything else for it. We just want to buy it to be assholes. Like, I don't believe that from an economic standpoint. It makes no sense. And then the final thing, right? These businesses make money off the consumer. I'm seeing a lot of concern about streaming prices going up and them having $40 subscriptions and all this stuff. Bro, nobody's paying that amount of money for 2 services. I understand, you know, a lot of us think people are dumb, but people are not that dumb to where it's going to be a $50 charge for a Netflix subscription because it has more stuff on it. Now, what they're going to do is they might bundle a subscription where they'll have Netflix and HBO Max in 2, and you can get both of them, but they are not going to just make Netflix a thing and they're going to, slash Discovery and slash HBO Max, and it's just Netflix and you get everything from this point. That's not what they're going to do, because even with HBO and Discovery Plus, they're still 2 separate entities and streaming services, and they have them like that because they know customer bases are different. What's the point of combining something and making it one thing when you know you have very particular customers who like certain things and will pay for this and not that, and vice versa? Whereas trying to bring them both together for a larger price won't give you the same gain. So it's definitely going to be a package deal that I think that you could get with HBO Max and Netflix, or one or the other. Again, similar to how Hulu and Disney is doing. Hulu is still a thing, and you can get Hulu by itself, or you get the package deal with Disney, because they know that each of those options have a different audience and different people that'll pay for different things. And I'm referencing Disney and Hulu because that was another acquisition when Disney first bought Fox that, you had people super happy because they were like, oh yeah, now we get X-Men and Fantastic Four and all this other stuff in the MCU. But then you had the other side of it where they were like thinking the same type of thing, like, oh, they're gonna ruin Fox and all of that. Now, I don't really know what people look at, when it comes to Fox entities and all of that stuff. I personally think that it's still been good. I mean, they still release physical media. They just released a dope Predator movie. Prey was released and was fire. They released physical media for both of those. I mean, the menu, there's all type of shit that you could just, go into as far as what's still being released on Searchlight and Fox that Disney, still owns and still operates as its company. So I still look at it from that standpoint. And again, It could not go that way. It could be, you know, a whole different thing, and they just do the worst thing imaginable. But at the end of the day, we can only hope for the best and just go into this positively, because I'm a movie fan. I love cinema. I love being able to delve into, you know, artistic stories and letting the artists create, which is what I'm hoping they continue to do. Because again, there's a reason why people like Del Toro, David Fincher, Scorsese, and all of these auteurs are working with Netflix, because they allow for a lot of creative choices, because they know that that's what brings the money straight up. You got to adhere to the customer. And lastly, it's kind of like the better of two evils. I would rather Netflix own it than Paramount own it, especially with how buddy-buddy they are with Trump. There's no telling what type of shit could happen if they were to win the bidding war. And I'm just glad that they didn't get the shit. And we saw the news a few weeks ago where they're gonna make Rush Hour 4 just because Trump requested to make it. And I don't want that type of shit for WB, personally. So those are just my quick thoughts about this whole acquisition thing. What do you think? And I have to say again, because I know I'm gonna have people being like, but they could do this, but this could happen. I'm aware that these terrible things could happen and how catastrophic this could be for the industry from a monopolization standpoint and just a theatrical, physical media, creative, all of that. I understand that. I'm prepared for it, but I'd rather look to the sun as what could be good. Gotta say it again, right? I don't want to get called names and all this other stuff, because I'm just being positive about what's going on or seeing the positive outlook on it. You know what I mean? So what do you think? You can be as blunt as you want. Just don't insult me. You know what I mean? And of course, if you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, thank you. And until next time, peace. RapNerd Productions, no capping, that's word to mommy. Instead of banking on it, now rapping is just a hobby.